All right, we are live. Welcome to this special edition of Smart Love. We're calling this Good Thursday. I brought back the good men, and I got a women coming from. Wow, this is weird. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on, I'm hearing myself again in the background. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna bring everyone on. Start with our good men. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay. All right. Hey, everyone.
Hey.
Hey.
What's happening?
Hey,
Okay, so Facebook is having some issues with streaming today, so that's why I think I'm hearing like hearing me. That's so weird. Okay, can you all hear me? Okay.
yep,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you hearing double?
No.
no,
That's okay. That's weird. Okay. Well, welcome. All right. So did you hear that?
No, we didn't.
yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What are you using for your audio? You got speakers or you got your?
This is my computer.
Okay,
Turn it down.
yeah.
You you have a phone on too?
No.
Oh,
Eleanor!
Sorry, I'm late.
It's all
Hi,
Okay.
good.
y'all.
No, I don't. Everyone mute for 1 minute. Technical. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna mute everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I think you muted yourself.
Okay, everyone come off you mute. Okay, I think we fixed it. I think it was Instagram.
Okay.
What is Nye doing? Oh my gosh, he did not click the right link. Okay. All right. So we have our few good men and a few good women on tonight. Super excited. We're missing one of the guys, but I'm going to ask him 1 second. But I want everyone to just take a second, just kind of introduce yourselves. Let me know where you are. Let our audience know where you're joining from. And we're going to jump right into it. And to make it fun, I want you to give me a mantra. So I'm going to start with you, Damon.
Damon Phillips. I'm the owner, leader, custodian of the Thing About Us podcast. Real people having real conversations about real relationships. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia, and a mantra is "You are what you say."
Okay. I like that. I like that. Okay. I'm gonna go across the screen. Heather.
So, my name is Heather Lenore. I am the owner of Bohemian Luxury Hair line products, and I am the head of the Fro Freak movement. I'm a natural hair specialist and product creator. And my mantra is be careful what you get people used to.
Ooh. All
That's a
right.
good
Thank
one.
you. love
one,
that.
good one.
Okay, going down, Ebony. Hey, Ebony.
Yes. Hi, Heather. My name is Ebony. I am a hairstylist here in Atlanta. I don't have a mantra. I
Ooh,
say life be lifing. That's what I say. Life be lifing. But
That's a great one.
okay. Life be life. Thank you for
so
joining
yeah,
us,
I'm
Ebony.
happy
All
to
right.
join.
Yes,
Thank you for
that's
having
great.
me.
All right, Mark.
All right. Mark, MARQ, that is, no K, leave the K off. Date night online in Atlanta, Georgia, via Decatur, Georgia. Wesley Chapel Snap Finger.
Oh,
my mantra is keep going. That's it. Just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is you want to do, just keep going. Never give up. You know, that's my mantra.
I like it. I like it. All right, Miss Star.
Hey everybody! So I'm Star Moore, founder CEO of Halo Studio Incorporated, beauty enhancement studio. I'm a cosmetic tattoo artist and lash extensionist. My mantra, y'all, is the energy that you put out is the energy you'll receive. So be amazing and enthusiastic about everything.
Oh, I love that. I love that. All
Oh,
right,
ATL.
ATL. We got two actual ATLians in the building. What? What are the odds? Okay, all right. So my men, you all are outnumbered right now, but that's okay. I know that you both can handle it. Your boy's guy is on the way. Um, and so I'm going to help him in the background get situated. But I want to get the show going. So we had a really great show a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if everyone, if ladies, if you all had a chance to watch it yet, but the guys answered some great questions that the women had about dating, relationships, qualities they're looking for. And so this conversation is a follow up to that. Fellas, I've got great response from the ladies. Everyone loved the conversation. Everyone felt that you all were authentic. You weren't holding anything back. They loved that you all had different perspectives. And we really are like thirsty for this information. Like we want to hear from men. We want to know what it is that you all are looking for. Like what are we doing wrong? We're trying to bring the Black families back together, and so conversations like this, the healing, the growth, all of it helps in that process. So I want to thank you for being a part of that. So, Damon, I'm going to start with you because you actually came on a little bit late to the first conversation. So we did not get to hear the top qualities that you're looking for in a woman. But I'm going to just start with like another question that's similar. And I can do the same question.
Okay.
So I want you to describe your ideal partner and your ideal relationship.
Ooh, Jesus. Okay. An ideal partner and an ideal relationship. Let's see. So you start with the basics. The basics are you want someone to be honest, you want someone to be generous, you want someone to be faithful, you want someone to be open. And then if I were to go a little bit deeper, I want someone who is passionate about something beyond themselves. I want someone who is as beautiful as she is intelligent. You figure that out for yourselves. And I want someone who appreciates doing a whole lot of stuff and doing absolutely nothing with me. So those are probably the three things I would say an ideal relationship is. Communication is a priority. It is the most important thing I think in a relationship. And just the ability to be able to be authentically herself, whatever that is, like whatever you're into, whatever you do, whatever. I just wanted to be honest and real about it, and then let me decide if that's something I want to be a part of, or maybe not. Maybe you got a hobby or an activity that I don't want to be a part of, and that's okay too. But those are probably the three things I would say beyond the basic stuff. You want someone to be honest and all that, but true and faithful and all that. But for me, I think that's just somebody that really can be there, show up as their authentic self and be consistent about it.
Okay. All right. Quick follow-up to that. Do you feel like you bring those same qualities to relationships?
Yeah, I think I might communicate too much. That seems to be an issue for some relationships I've been in.
Okay.
Being maybe a little too direct, maybe too real, maybe too transparent, and some people can't handle the weight of that, the gravity of honesty. But yeah, what you see is what you get. Everybody who knows me pretty much knows what I do, what I don't do. I mean, if you know me, if you're a friend of mine, you know I smoke cigars, so that's something I do. If a cigar smoke bothers you, I'm probably not the guy for you. So that's just an example of this is who I am. So there isn't going to be I'm not going to show up tomorrow as somebody else. I promise you. That's too tiring.
Okay. All right, Mark, same question. So number one, like, I want you to describe your ideal mate, partner, and your ideal relationship.
All right. So the ideal partner for me is one who is flexible in her flexible beliefs, right? Even if you don't agree, just to at least listen to it, consider it, and if you don't want it later, then that's fine, right? That's the ideal form, and she's also going to want to just continue to evolve and grow, right? So my perfect relationship would be someone that I can definitely build with, I think that's very important. I think community and also a very good communicator. I myself being a communicator, it just makes it easier. It just makes it easier for you. So I would like for someone to communicate and someone that is ready to build.
Okay.
LaDonna, before you go to the next question, I'm getting a bunch of text messages saying that people cannot see this on Facebook Live. So
okay.
I'll share it to your. It's on mine. I'll share it to your page, LaDonna. Just tell them to go to your page. Because I'm live. We live. We rolling.
So Damon, are they on my personal Facebook Live?
They're on the Smart Love Inc.
So
page.
I'm actually so I'm not streaming on the Smart Love Facebook.
Okay.
So send them.
You can put it in our
in the group chat.
Actually, or text it to me. Text it to me or email it to me. That way I can shoot it straight from the phone.
Okay. All right. I will do that. Yeah, because I'm on where am I on? I'm on Instagram. I can add my Facebook.
Yeah. Add the Smart Love Facebook page.
I was on Instagram, but I think that I'm on live Instagram and on YouTube and on Facebook under my personal page.
Okay.
So that's why, but I'll send you the link. Okay. All right. Thanks for letting me know. Okay. We're still trying to get our boy Guy Nye in. Okay. So ladies, do you have any follow-up questions for these men? And I guess I'll ask you what they've described seems like simple, right? So any follow-up, because I know for me, when I hear things like that, I'm like, that's me. Like, why? Like, if there's so many women out here that check off all these boxes, why are we still single? Why are y'all still single? So that's kind of where I'm going with this conversation. So any follow-up questions to what the fellas mentioned as things that they're looking for in ideal partners, relationships, either or.
Star ready. Go ahead, Star. Go ahead.
I just want to say something. So LaDonna asked a two-part question, and I feel like I only heard the gentleman answer the first part. She said, "What's your ideal partner?" And then, "What's your ideal relationship look like?"
All right.
So
And did you hear the part when I said a relationship that I can build with?
yes. So
That's-
what about Damon? I heard your partner, but what's your ideal relationship look like?
My ideal relationship looks like I want someone I can make money with, someone I can travel with, someone who I can take great care of our children if we have them with, and someone who is open-minded to adventures every day. So whatever that is, without being too explicit, you fill in the blanks. I want someone that is open to adventure every day.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Y'all over there quiet. What's going
Well, I
on?
was-
We literally sitting here waiting. And I bet you we shut this camera down and you call
trying to let
Donna.
it-
Y'all will be having all kinds of conversation. Let's get the
Okay,
conversation
okay.
popping,
You know
ladies.
what? This was too easy. We might need to move on.
No,
No,
I,
but go ahead.
well, Heather's speaking here. So I wanted to make sure that I heard clearly what each of you were saying first, and I didn't want to jump and respond without mulling that over. So I did have something to respond. Damon, right?
Yeah, Damon.
Damon. Okay. So I have a question.
Yeah, have an answer.
To me, your responses, of course, they're gonna be vague because it's not like we're gonna be here for the next 20 years to where you could break it down. But perspective is reality. And so some of the things that you said, they sound like it's a great checkbox. However, each one of those things present in a woman different per woman.
Absolutely.
So you weren't really clear on what it is that you want. So, like, say, for example, if you said exactly what you said, someone could easily walk away and think, oh yeah, that's exactly me. But however, that's based off of what her idea of what that is. And then in the midst of that, you also said you want a woman that is as beautiful in her intellect. What was it? As beautiful as
Okay, let me. So obviously you want us to break this down. So let's go.
No,
ahead
I
and break
don't.
it
I
down.
just want you to answer just that one part.
Which one part?
Said you want a woman that is as beautiful as
She is intelligent.
she is intelligent, and it's
Yeah.
up to her to decide what that is, or you can
Yeah.
fill in.
Absolutely.
Okay. So then in that case, would you not think that there may be conflict if she thinks that she is as beautiful as she is intelligent, but you don't?
Well,
Because if she has to fill in the blank, then it's her idea. That's why I was asking.
Well, the answer is in your question, because you asked me what I am looking for, right? So if I deem her to be beautiful, then I'm the one that's going to pursue her. If I don't deem her to be beautiful and or intelligent, then I'm probably not going to pursue her. So you already put the ball in my court in terms of who I'm choosing. So when I say
you said she's supposed to fill in the blank.
right.
So I'm okay. So I think maybe I don't know what did fill in the blank mean.
Okay, no problem. I think there's a part of the population of women who focus on one area of their life or the other. Okay, I think that there's some women focused on the way they look. That is their sole purpose, is to make sure that they look good and they don't develop other parts of their lives. There are other women who focus solely on their intelligence, their creativity, and I want someone who has a balance of the two. So I want to be able to look at her and see beauty and intelligence and creativity. I want to be able to see that. And so the reason why I say it's up to you is because you have to take the time to realize in what area are you really putting all your emphasis in. Because that's what's going to come across to me. If you're focused on the way you look all the time, then that's what's going to come across to me. But if you balance it out, if you present me with your intelligence and your beauty and your creativity and your then I see a balance in the woman, and then that lets me know that she's not just focused on this or that. Does that make it a little clearer?
You gotta get with this.
I'm not sure. Maybe a female. One of the ladies,
You want me to
let me know
female
if
explain it
that's
for
a
you?
fill in the blank question for any of you.
Well,
I'm not. It could be just me.
I don't think. I think
I'm
he
not
was
sure.
when he said fill in the blank. He was like saying that, not like she has to fill in the blank. He was just saying, and I feel like he kind of explained what he meant by, he wants someone that's well balanced, is like also intelligent and beautiful, and equally not more, focused on being, a 10 and empty inside, as Nye described them last time we were here. I think that's what he's saying, right?
Yeah. Or someone who is career driven. I've done this, I've got educated there, I've got this. That is wonderful, but that doesn't necessarily make you a great partner. Like, I understand that you're educated and you've certified and you've gone to this and you've been to this conference and you have this certificate. I get that. That's great and that's impressive, but it doesn't guarantee me that you're going to be a good partner for me. So that's why I'm looking for the equal balance of the two. I use that analogy of beauty and intelligence because it's the two things that people really focus on a whole lot. And so a lot of people will say, I'm a really good catch because I have this degree, that job, this car, that house, this, and that might not be what's important to me. You ask me, that's not important to me. What's important to me is the balance of the two. Do I want you homeless? No, I do not. But I do want you to be, do I want you to be educated? Absolutely. I want to have a conversation because communication is important to me. But I also want you to be appealing to my eye. I want you to be beautiful to me. So it's a balance of all those things is what I'm looking for.
So it's a bit subjective then.
But
your idea of beauty and your idea of intelligence is subjective.
But because she asked me specifically, yes, it's going to be based on what I think. But the reason why I gave a general answer is because everybody doesn't see beauty the same, right? Everyone doesn't see intelligence the same.
Right. And that's why the fill in the blank threw me off, because I was like, so is she supposed to decide herself, or like, you know what I'm saying? Threw me off.
No.
So okay.
Because if I left it up to her, everybody's a 10 and everybody's a brilliant.
Right. That's why I was like,
it's on her. If I left it up to her, everybody's a genius, right? So
yeah. I mean, I get, so because like basically what Heather and kind of Ebony kind of is what they're saying is like, it's kind of like you're not specific about, like, we don't know what beautiful means to you or what intelligence means to you, so it doesn't really give us, like, you kind of gave us like generic.
So if
can I say something real quick?
Yeah,
I think what it is that it sounds like you guys are challenging rather than actually listening. No. This is what I'm saying.
Challenging?
Okay. I'm gonna let you know right for a second.
I heard like a fuzz. Might be.
Okay, so I'm saying it sounds like, I think if you could just, I think he's saying some key things as far as describing the type of woman that because the question was what type of woman it is that he likes or whatnot, what type of relationship. So he's describing it, but it sounds like it's being challenged. He's actually telling y'all what it is, but you guys seems like you're challenging it. That's what it sounds on this side. I'm not taking sides or anything. That's what it sounds. He's actually said it.
I don't think it was challenging. I think it was
but it sounds like it though. Am I right, brother? Don't it sound like?
Can you explain why?
Clarify.
Because he tells you what it is, and then you go back and you try to. It sounds like it's not what he's saying. It's like you're asking a question, and he's giving it. He's laid it out.
So
right.
so let me ask this question.
I think they just trying to get clarity.
Heather Star and Ebony. Let me ask this question. Are you asking this question because you want to know what I'm looking for? Or are you asking this question because you want to know what men are looking for?
Well, no, I thought that it sounded like I was asking because when you said it's on you, it sounded like you were giving it was, like the woman herself. Like you want a woman who is intelligent and beauty, but it's up for her to decide whether or not she feels that way about herself. That's what it sounded like when you said it was up to you. So I only asked for clarity. That's all.
Let me add into that mix. Let me add to that mix. I wanted to be self-aware too. So then, so that way, she takes the time to figure out kind of what areas that she needs to work on. So let me add that in. That might help a little bit. I want her to be self-aware, because you all know, you all have friends who are focused in one area or focused in another area. You all go on dates with men who are focused in one area or focused in another area. And if that's not important to you, then that's not an ideal mate for you. So when you ask me about what I'm looking for and the kind of mate I'm looking for, I want to give you answers that are generic enough for men, because I want you to understand that men are looking for women that are beautiful, that are smart, that are creative, that we're not just, we don't care about your job per se or how much money you make. That's not important to us. What's important to us is what kind of partner are you going to be for us? You know, what kind of support system are you going to be for us emotionally, not paying the bills, but I'm saying, like, what kind of things are you going to be able to do for me that aren't tangible, that are intangible? So that's why I give the answer that I gave. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to give you, I'm not want to give you a hard and fast answer, and then you go look and say, well, men are supposed to be looking for that. I don't want to do that. I want to be clear that Mark and Nye and I are looking for beauty and intelligence. Now, we may not agree on what that is, but we're still looking for it. We're still looking for beauty and intelligence. We're still looking for creativity and support. We may not all agree on what it is, but we all are looking for it.
Okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying that. Nye, glad you could finally join the party.
Man. Hey.
So Nye, I'll let you answer this question, but then we'll move on. I just asked the fellas to describe their ideal partner and their ideal relationship. So just, you know.
My ideal partner, ideal relationship?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm loading right now. I don't even know what I want.
Okay. Okay, well, let's get back.
No, wait. I can name some attributes that, like,
not attributes,
of course beautiful, because y'all know my saying, the beauty gets our attention, the intelligence keeps our attention. So of course beautiful, but as far as like a lot of, you know, attributes, as long as she has like the willingness to learn, I ain't got no problem, because I think I'm a good enough teacher to where I can teach, you know, certain things, but for the most part, I don't to tell y'all the truth, I'm on a break right now from relationships, so I ain't even, boy, I don't know what I want right now.
He don't know what he wants.
Okay,
so that's also being self-aware.
That's fair. I like that.
That's
I like
fair.
that.
Yeah,
because
that's being
there's a lot of
self-aware.
people that
You know who
be
you
out.
are.
That there you go. That's that self-awareness piece. Because a lot of people be out here dating and they don't really know what they want. And I feel as if when you're in this dating space and you don't know what you want, you're probably killing like good opportunities. You know what I mean? You might have that package right in front of you, but because you're not aware of really what it is that you desire, you're not coming with intention. You know,
And
so
Nay, let me ask you a question. What is it that you desire? I know right now, what is it that, like, if your ideal thing, right, outside of where you are, if you could conjure up and cook it up, what would you cook up when it comes to a woman?
And you know what? Like, we don't even have to touch on the partner, like describe the relationship.
Right. I was going there. I was going there.
No, I didn't want him to go back and try to, you know, describe the woman, describe the relationship when answering that question.
Well, all right. So y'all are asking me at this point in time right now. So I'm gonna give y'all my answer right now. I don't know what it's gonna be in a couple months, but right now, I would want my ideal relationship right now is somebody who's involved in their own shit. You know, so we can miss each other. Because like relationships I had in the past, and I ain't got no problem with people being all up on me, but every second of the day it's like, damn, I used to have to run away from my brothers and sisters, you know, growing up in the house. So you know, her having a focus, and it's also a turn on for her to be like, well, I can't do that right now. I gotta do my own. You know, I got something to work on. I got a goal. Goals. That's it. Goals is a turn on for me. I help you with yours. You know, you can help me with mine. I love that. I would love that. Like, you already know, LaDonna, I need a lot of help with what I got going on. So you heard what I got going on. So if somebody can take on all that, shit, you mentally tough.
Okay. So I want to touch on something that came up in our last conversation. I think it was Mark. I think you kind of brought it up, and then the fellas kind of agreed with it, and then it kind of came up again a little bit tonight. So we talked about, I think it was like one of your pet peeves, where you said something to the effect, you don't like a woman who like brags on her success. And there's, a lot of this topic kind of is always going around on the internet, right? Where it's like, the independent woman is, is not ideal for a relationship. The high achieving woman is too, she's too masculine. She's too this, she's too that. So what I want to ask, I'm going to ask each of you to answer this. What is it about a high achieving woman in this aspect, in the way I just kind of described, that turns men off?
Well, I'll say
I love the highest. Oh, go ahead, Mark.
No, I wasn't. I just my only pet peeve about that particular thing. It's okay to have a high achieving woman, but for me, it's the fact that you use that to dangle that as a carrot, right? As a way to get you to buy into whatever it is that she wants you to buy. Sometimes it can be used as a manipulation tool, right? Because that's happened to me on several occasions, right?
How so? What do you mean?
Well, I'll give you this from a financial stand if you do that, right?
Like give you money? Like, what do you mean?
Yes, yeah.
Gigolo?
It's anything. It's this or that. It's this or that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's still a carrot. Money. I have been off. No, seriously. Like I've been in my personal experience, and it's documented.
Wow.
The funny thing about it's documented. My personal experience has been one of, hey, I will give you this money if these things happen. I've had that proposal a couple times. That's my biggest pet peeve.
So
to see that.
I don't connect those with high achieving, but I feel what you're saying, brother.
Right. Well, what I'm saying, that usually comes from women that has highly achieved, that use that. My biggest pet peeve, by using it as a carrot.
Like using their money, their success to like control,
to position me to say, I'll put you in this position over here if only if you would act this way, right? Okay. Or only if you would do this.
Yeah.
That's a tit for tat. That's you do this. No one wants to live like that, regardless, man or woman. But for me, a woman like that is definitely one of my biggest pet peeves, that uses that as a carrot.
Okay.
Yeah, a high achieving woman is good. This is my thing. All right. This is my thing. You're already born great. So any degree or certificate that you get is just adding on to that greatness. So you already are who you are. So if you somebody who needs to find an identity through education, then there's a problem already. You get what I'm saying? If you need education to identify who you are, if you know you're already great, that's just adding on to your greatness. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So you're not, you're not just a doctor. You are LaDonna who practices. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's just accolades that's added on to your greatness that you have already. So as long as, like, what I instill, I got 3 daughters. So what I instill in them is that I always tell them, give them all the compliments in the world. You beautiful, you great, man. Every time you walk in the room, you light everything up. So they already have that foundation. So they don't have to go looking for validation and other things. So they know that everything else is just an addition to their greatness.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I feel like this is like a different take than what I've heard, like, especially when you hear, Damon back, when you hear, women who are, high achieving, these independent women, they don't need a man. They trying to compete with men. They, like that's the narrative that's like, especially when it comes to Black women, for some reason, it's like we start to achieve a certain level of success, and then it's like, it feels like sometimes the men think we're like trying to compete with them. Mm-hmm. And so are you all saying that you don't feel that way?
No.
I
Okay.
don't feel that way. I don't pay
Okay.
attention to stuff like that. Really,
I'm
really
9th grade. I ain't worried about that.
Okay.
I want you to be good. Catch
Okay.
up.
Right.
Shit.
Mhm.
I'm just joking.
Damon, I know you dropped off. You didn't get a chance to answer.
So the example you gave is a combination of things that don't really go together.
Okay.
Like a high achieving woman. I mean, what does that look like? Is Serena Williams is a high achieving woman? So, or people that are VPs of their company. I mean, that's one part of that. That's one part of who they are.
Uh-huh.
Are there people that have issues with competing? Absolutely, but that has nothing to do with high achieving. Somebody on here is competitive. Whoever this is on the call, one of you guys is competitive. You compete at everything. I think we're mixing stuff together. Now, I have heard the narrative that independent women sometimes are hard to be in relationships with. Okay.
Okay. So replace high achieving with independent then.
Okay. But the term independent basically means that she's used to doing everything on her own. So if she grew up in an environment where she learned to do everything on her own, it's going to be difficult for her to allow somebody to just come in her life and give up that security and safety that she's grown to be comfortable with. She's comfortable with doing her own thing because that she feels safe with that. She knows what the outcome is going to be. So yeah, it might be difficult for her to let somebody come in and as we use these terms, but we use them the wrong way, and then it leads us down the wrong path. She let someone lead her, right? A man should lead, a woman should follow. What we're all looking for, if we're honest, is interdependence. That's what we're looking for, because there's some spaces that you want your woman to be independent and other spaces that you want her to be dependent. Just like as women, you want your man to be dependent on you for some spaces, you want to be independent in other spaces. So the conversation is just kind of taking some things that don't go together and putting them together, right? Because I hear women all the time, oh, I got a good job, and men are intimidated by me. Why are y'all competing for the same job? Like, what is the competition that we're having? I don't get it.
I think it's made up. We don't really feel that, but we're told that it's intimidating and that it's
who's telling you that?
Right.
Well, I guess
mean, you
in
have men who
some
would say
cases,
that.
yeah, they'll
There are
say
men
like,
who
shout
would say that.
it on, you don't need me anyway, like stuff like
Okay.
that. Like,
Right.
that's
In the last-
that's
She acts
right.
like she don't need me.
There are men that say that, right?
In the last show, we talked
They
about
not
this.
team players.
In the last show, we talked about this. We live in a culture that teaches us heroism, right? And so we are raised that a man should be a woman's hero. And so what happens is we live in a world now where women don't need to be saved by the hero anymore. They're saving themselves. So a lot of guys don't feel their worth if they can't be your hero, right? They want to be able to do something for you to make you feel like, oh my God, I need you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for. And a lot of women are like, I could take out my own trash. I can take my car to get the oil change. I could do. Now, they probably appreciate a person doing that for them, but they don't need that. And so a lot of guys, if they don't feel needed, they be like, well, you don't need me for nothing. Then I don't want to be a part. Then I can't talk to you. You seem like you got it all together. You don't have any shortcomings. You don't have any fallacies, some faults that I can come and fix for you. So I'm not the guy for you.
Yeah,
It seems like there's also a fine line.
They don't want their responsibility.
It seems like there's a fine line between a woman being independent or needing a man and being needy. Because you have a woman too who will want her man, who will expect the man to come in and take out the trash and do these things that a man is supposed to do. But then some men will also look at her like, oh, she's so needy. She needs this, she needs that. She's just so needy, always needs something. So it's almost like there's a fine line between, that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
just don't be a plank of wood when a man come in. I mean, just do something.
No, but the thing is, I hear what you're saying, Damon, but it's like, yes, we're able to do all these things, and we often step into those places because we have to. But trust me,
they don't want to do
we
it.
don't want.
Right.
Oh, we know you don't want to do it. We know you
don't want to change their own break.
I cannot wait for my man to come and take some of this weight off my shoulders.
So
I cannot wait.
So I'd like to enter into the conversation this piece. I hear that all the time. Oh man, I can't wait for him to do this, can't do that. what a man does not want is to do all those things and not be appreciated. He doesn't want to be taken for granted. He doesn't want to be. So a lot of times guys don't do that because they do things and they feel like they're being taken for granted. They're not being appreciated. And so that's where we run into the conflict where, yes, men have no problem. Mark and I, we have no problem taking out trash. We have no problem doing stuff for you. But we want to feel appreciated for doing those things. And so when you do those things on a regular basis and you don't feel appreciated, you then start to resent that person a little bit. And it's you're on the way to the relationship having problems.
And the more you do it,
absolutely, I think that goes for everybody.
It goes both ways. That's human nature, right?
Of course.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
I'm just following the example, y'all. I'm just following the example. It goes for men and women equally. I'm just giving the example.
Right. I have a question. Are you communicating? And I'm asking, I guess, to each of the men. Are you communicating what appreciation looks like? Because kind of like Damian, like you were saying, people are throwing around words that don't necessarily go together. And I think what happens is it's like the word love. Like, I love you. People, oh my God, I love you too. Right. But most people
defines
don't have the communication of what does love mean to you? Because what love is for me, a man might say to me, yeah, Heather, I love you. And I'm like, great. But the conversation of what that means.
And I'm with you, Heather.
To him and what it means to me, we both agreed we love each other, but we didn't have a conversation about what that means. So I think also appreciation might be in that same thing. Like, I might think I'm showing appreciation. And then me and my man have an argument. And he's like, you don't appreciate me at all.
So the appreciation for me would be, simply put, which is my love language, which would be words of affirmation. That would be appreciation for me. You see what I'm saying?
And I'm saying
you know what I'm saying?
You let you
communicate it.
Absolutely. Okay, so like to your second part, great question. So I'll say this. Of course, I like to communicate because I want it to be easy. I always want to say, you remember when I told you, remember this here over here? See, because I want it easy, right? So I like to lay it all out on the front end so we won't have no problem. So yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Thanks.
Okay. Love it. Okay. All right. Still piggybacking off our first conversation. We talked about pet peeves again, right? The beauty, there was like some beauty standards that came in there. And I'm so glad. Wow, I actually have 3 women who are in the beauty industry on this call. I did not plan this, but all are. Okay. So
I see they had drive back there.
That's so funny. I didn't even notice
that. Hey, look, that's another skill set I have. Great, I pay attention.
I've been trying to find a comfortable spot.
Okay. So in our last conversation, like we went off on a tangent about BBLs. We like BBL, extreme makeup, extreme lashes, extreme hair.
Oh my God.
And like even Nye and I, we had beef online about this.
We had Twitter beef.
I had to pick up the phone, like, look. No, okay.
Listen, I'm gonna say this to David and Mark too. Man, tone is lost in text. Why do black people automatically read anger? Like everything?
I don't know.
Because we have a built-in defense filter. That's why. Your filter is already turned to defense.
Yeah.
Everybody read anger.
Right. It's crazy. I've been paying shit doing attention.
Okay, so just to bring the ladies up to date of what we talked about, the guys stressed their desire to have women who are, more natural. Like they said they don't like the extreme makeup. They don't like the extreme weave. They don't like the BBLs. And like they even did a poll, like, how many men actually like a BBL? This is what they said, right? So the question that I have,
I don't believe it.
The question I have for the men: Why?
We sit here telling you something I don't believe.
It's a problem. Good Lord, this is why we struggle. Go ahead. I'm
Because
sorry.
you hear men loving BBS so much. It's
No, you
But it's
don't.
oversaturated though.
No,
too
you
much
don't.
of everything. Too much of a lot ain't good.
No, you don't.
You see a lot
Man,
of it, then
it's
it
too much out
it
there.
Wow.
loses its luster. It loses.
I have
its
a
luster.
question. Let me ask this question to the lady. You guys are in the beauty industry.
Yes.
When did weaves become popular?
Mm.
Mm.
They've
How
been
long
popular for
ago?
a long time.
How long ago?
Cleopatra came. When was Cleopatra queen of?
Yeah, they
Egypt?
was doing,
When was that? 'Cause
they
she-
was doing braids.
It's like,
Did anybody in the beauty industry ask men if they like the weave before y'all started getting them? Just a simple question. Did anybody interview men and say, "Hey, would you like your woman to braid her hair up like Allen Iverson and put a wig on cap on top of it and add hair on top of it? Would you be okay with that?"
no.
There.
But why do y'all care about
No.
the, you?
Hold
What
on,
you
No.
care
hold
about
on.
the
I'm
result.
asking
Why
a
do you
question.
care about the process?
I would.
Is what I don't understand.
I would like.
Right. It's like, as long as it looks good, you guys can barely tell half of the time what's going on.
No, we can always
You right.
tell.
Lie.
We can always tell.
I got
No,
9
you
sisters.
cannot.
I
can
got
always tell.
9 sisters. They all do hair. Yeah, I can tell.
Right. They
hey,
think they
got shots.
can.
I can tell.
Hey, Donna, I think again, even with the hair weave, I don't think it's always a weave. It's just too much. Some people just have too much of it.
It's
It
just
ain't it ain't the fact that women
Yeah.
wear weave. That's come on now, right? So
Okay.
we're talking about
Right.
the over exaggeration of the weave is what we don't like.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay.
It's the
Point
over
five.
exaggeration. Yeah, and the dependency.
And the dependency. Okay. Okay. But my question is,
and it being the standard of beauty. It's not the standard of beauty. It's not.
I have heard that more often than not. What Mark said, that it's the excessiveness of it. More often than not, I've heard that it has more to do with the amount than it does that is actually there.
Yeah.
Moderation is good. Look, last week, remember I said the ones who was first to do the extreme makeup, extreme lashes, the big hair, the extreme weaves, super caked on makeup, was the drag queens, y'all. So we never liked them motherfuckers.
Right.
Being real, they was the first. They was the first
I
ones.
never had that correlation
look like
until
drag
now.
queens. That's what you said.
I mean,
See that?
I made a post. I said if I got any doubt, I'm gonna do without, and it's getting too close. It's getting too close. So moderation. Like I said, moderation is good. I mean, you don't need the extremes because. Listen, it's like this. If you take all that shit off and you look like a totally different person, it ain't for you. You catfishing.
It should only enhance what you already got going on.
Agree.
That's y'all version of hatfish. Too much weed.
Too much weed going on at the time.
I'm about to snatch my
That's
man.
your hat. Take it off, see how all this goes.
I'm about to snatch my man unit.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Okay. All right. So but going deeper into the makeup, the plastic surgery and all that, I think I'm gonna put this on you because I had the most recent conversation with you about this. You alluded to the fact that women that are doing this, especially with the plastic surgery, are doing it because they are insecure.
Well, like we had the conversation earlier, not totally insecure. They're insecure about that part, not insecure about their whole life.
Okay.
It's just about that particular part. That's why you change it.
Okay.
It's cut dry to me.
Okay. And so, but what's wrong with that? I guess is my question. Like, why do you all care if there's some parts of us that we want to enhance, change, or fix? Like, why is that a problem?
Because you assign it to us as something that we want. That's why we have a problem. When you
Yeah.
all say that we like this and we like that, when really it's you dealing with, like, for example, everybody has body image issues. That's just a human nature thing, right? So when you decide to enhance your body or change your body, that's because you want to do it. But don't
Right.
put it on men to say, oh,
Right.
men like BBLs and men like this, and don't put it on us. Because we don't. We're not asking you to do that. We are more than
But
happy.
some men do.
Hmm?
Some men do. Some men do.
don't
Like,
know.
What they say? Yeah.
I think some
she
men.
right.
I think some men like looking at it. I do.
Hey,
Well, some
hey.
men fund it.
Yeah,
a lot of men
absolutely.
fund it.
Yeah, a lot of men
Absolutely.
fund it. But
Absolutely.
look, check this out real
Absolutely.
quick. I want to ask the fellas something right quick because I'm going somewhere. Nate, you don't mind asking me how old are you, brother?
9.
How old are you, brother?
45.
And what about you, Damon?
50.
50. Okay, so we're around the same age, right? One of the things I do notice when it comes to most men, especially, we typically, if we love our mothers, we typically gravitate toward things that are similar to our mother, right? So our mothers era, right?
Facts.
We didn't never see that, right? So what we do is we say, in comparison to what we've been knowing and what we've envisioned women to be, it's kind of weird for us now, right? It's don't really knock on women that BBLs. It's okay if you feel like a certain kind of way, that's fine. But again, we're used to an era
Natural.
where our women went out and exercised, did what they had to do for whatever reason, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But again, so it's weird to us. That's why we may look at it sideways, because we're used to something else.
Yeah.
Okay,
He on point. He on point. Listen. I'm not against. I never said I was against
Yeah.
augmentations.
If you want to change your
I am.
body, do your thing.
BBLs I am. But like a tummy tuck, sometimes that's needed. All right. I'm just being real. Sometimes that's needed. But
if you're not gonna go to the gym.
if you're not,
so let's be real. If you're not gonna go to the gym, you're not gonna change your diet, you're not gonna change your lifestyle. Okay.
No, that's not.
No,
That's
Damon.
not true.
Damon.
Okay. In some cases, it is necessary. I got it.
2 kids.
Yeah.
That's back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So like a balloon.
Right.
But I didn't mean to be that graphic. But it's real. Listen, but some things y'all ain't gotta change. I love stretch marks. I love wood grain titties. You ain't gotta change that.
Wood grain titties.
You don't have to.
What?
You don't have to change. That's
What
beautiful.
is that?
Y'all need to ask us first on some of this stuff.
That was my point about the weaves. That was my whole point about the
skinny,
weaves.
When you super skinny with these little legs and you get 4 BBLs, come on, stop it. It's a line that needs to be drawn. Now, and it's too much going on, especially in Atlanta. Everybody, it's looking like a whole ant colony out here.
Yeah,
right.
But it's a preference. There are men who are with these women. There are men who.
Not all of us. Not the majority of us. That's what I'm saying. It's a fad right now.
And then too, Ebony, just like with a lot of things, right? Some men in most cases who you're talking about typically never had the perfect woman, right? Until they get older, right? And what happens is, to them, what defines us is our money and the woman on our arm, right? So it may look like that's what it is, but a lot of times you have to realize what you're seeing in most of those cases, because most of us don't. It's really not that big of a fraction of what you're saying. But you are right, some do, but not as much as you think.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that? Because I think
feel about what?
Right. How do you feel about being defined by only your money and the woman on your hand?
Well, first of all, we're simple, right? But you guys, but we're very simple, not simple-minded, but simple in the things that we need, right? And one of the things is, like, men, the only two things that men argue, and you guys can definitely, either agree or
Yeah,
disagree.
boy.
Two things: money and women. Everything else, we're good.
Nah, we argue about sports too, bro. Don't even.
Okay,
Sports,
okay.
I was gonna say that.
Okay, let me ask you. Do
Yeah.
brothers kill over sports games? They kill over money and women. Let's
That's
be real.
Okay,
That's
I give you that.
Mostly
Money,
let's
women,
be
and
real.
family.
When you look
Money-
at the
money, women,
news,
and family.
it's either money or somebody shooting somebody over a woman. Right?
Yeah. He right about that.
I'll give
Right?
you those two.
So
But when you
But
say you're
niggas have been
simply
killed
with
over
other
games in
men,
history.
okay, so because that's only really two things, and the reason why I say that is only because those are two things that drive us to do something such as kill another nigga.
Actually, I think one drives the other.
I got you.
It's serious.
So it doesn't bother you to be defined by how
Yes.
much money you make in your
Well,
Yes.
that's what I'm asking. Like,
it don't
does
bother me.
you
Yes.
or no?
Because I know who I am.
Okay,
it don't bother
so
me.
it doesn't bother you, but it
Nah,
does bother
it bothers some, right?
It bothers me that's the atmosphere. You get what I'm saying? I'm comfortable in myself.
because it would bother
But
me. So
Yeah.
Man,
I'm comfortable
listen,
in
if
myself.
you live your
but
life,
as for the
if
whole,
you live your
I hate
life like
that's-
that, what kind of life is that?
I
If you
think
live
So
like
Damon,
you-
does it bother
Drama.
you or no?
Yeah.
I think that when you spend time around the three of us, it's be impossible for you to divide us by those two things. I think that if you have a conversation with us and spend time with us, we'll be defined by so many things that have nothing to do with money and women. So I think
That's true.
to his point is it's a very simple kind of definition. But I think that if you spend time around someone, if you have a conversation with them, you will find so many other qualities that define them as
Goes
a person.
beyond that.
Absolutely,
That
absolutely.
you know.
I
I'm
heard
saying,
on the
I'm
podcast-
saying more so
that's how-
from I'm saying more so
He was
from
saying
an
that's
inner thing.
society's barometer.
Society.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
What made me ask is I saw a podcast where one of the guys on the podcast said that a black man is only defined by he feels like a black man is only defined by what he can do financially.
Oh yeah.
And so I was
Financially?
just wondering,
And how his
For
woman
the
looks.
most part.
And his woman looks, right? I just
right?
said
So
that
that's
the
why I
other
was
day.
like, he was really like, he was like, I'm sick of it. And so I was like,
Mhm.
since I have three
Right.
men, I was just interested if you guys felt that pressure as well.
We live
Like
in
you
a
just feel
world.
like if you don't have the money, you're just not worth anything.
Well, we live in a world where that is the
Mhm.
so okay. Let's do a parallel then. This is good. It's great, perfect timing, Heather. So Ebony
Right.
says that there are men out here who prefer BBLs, right? There's a group of men who like BBLs, right? There's a group of women out here who will only date men who make six figures. They're not dating nobody else unless they got money. They don't care what they look like. They don't
Mhm.
care what kind of character
Ooh.
they have. They don't care how they treat them.
Mhm.
All they care about is that this man makes a certain amount of money. And
Right.
so the same way that
Security.
we feel like, okay, if society puts pressure on men, all men, not just black men, all men,
Yeah.
that what you do as a profession, how much money you make, what you have in terms of possessions is how we are defined. But the other definition is what can you do for other people? That is the way you are defined. So a lot of times when it comes to women, we are looked at as what can you do for me and what do you have? A lot of times we struggle with that because it's like I'm so many other things, but all you're focused on is what can I do for you and what do I have?
Right.
I don't know those women.
I think the same thing. Like how you guys said mostly,
Exceptions and rules. Here we go.
Okay, but you
No,
have
you
women
said-
here. Why don't you poll us and ask us?
I'm saying, like, does that play into the idea?
Why would I poll the
I
exceptions?
think-
That don't make sense.
Well, you said that all
Does
three
that-
of you said
but-
Oh
most
my
men
God.
don't want a woman in a BBL. Most women will date you even if you don't make six figures.
Right.
I don't think you heard what I said, but
But
okay.
a lot
I
of
hear
women,
you.
but
You can say
does
that.
that also play into
Most-
women wanting men who are providers?
There
Does
we
that
go.
play
Yes.
into that as well?
Six figures.
So it's
doesn't
not
mean
necessarily what
doesn't
you
mean a
can
provider.
do for me.
Six
That's
figures
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
make me a
It's not
provider.
necessarily what can you do if you are that type of person. It doesn't matter how much money you make.
Sounds
It's just
good.
are you it's just does that play into that? Women
That sounds
Right?
want
Are you a
men
provider
who
or partner?
can
Is really what I
be.
think. most
Does
women want.
does the term provider only have to do with financial support?
No.
A lot of it, yeah. A lot
I
of it,
mean,
yeah.
A great part of
I mean,
it.
some
has
of
to
it,
do with financial. I mean, what other?
It's not all of it,
The
but
definition, isn't it?
Hey.
She said, "What else is it?"
I mean,
So you see, that's the problem.
I'm trying to be clear.
There's my
Is there a
point.
different definition for provider?
I should drop the mic right there. Drop the mic.
Hey, I'll just say this. I have a daughter.
For your children.
I have a daughter.
To me,
and-
that goes back to the
Mhm.
word love. You know, to me, what you just said means like support or and
You provide no
emotionally
services.
supported,
too.
but not necessarily providing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Right.
but see, to me, that
It's putting in
giving
work.
the emotional support is not the same as provide.
4 different answers. I'm just saying, if a man, okay, we go. Is he only a provider by providing financial resources? That's the only way he could be a provider. That's my only question.
no, not only.
No.
No, not the only way.
No.
But it matters,
Oh,
man.
Mark was gonna say
It's a
But
major,
it does matter.
it matters because now again it does matter. I understand money is a factor in a relationship, right? It matters, right? Okay. I think what he's saying, it matters. It matters to a point where if we don't have enough resources at a certain amount of time, we live in the house, guess what? You gone. Now you may put us on the clock. Hold on, you may put us on the clock, but it feels kind of funny when you got to go out here and grind and your man at the house, right? Or you give him opportunities to try to correct it, right? Being fair, right? This I'm saying, a fair woman. Give him an opportunity, right? But if you feel like you are over exceeding what you should be, what you're doing, and you have a grown ass man and he's not financially putting into the situation, you're going to leave. So money does matter.
It does, but it's not.
But that's if he's not doing anything with himself.
Anything,
Well,
right?
If he's
okay,
just at
okay.
home,
Okay, so watch this. What if he is and he just can't get it right? Here's the thing. Let's just say he's not sitting at home. Let's just say he's like trying to find a job. Even that's going to wear on you, right? Because the bills got to be paid, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it's going to wear on you, right? Even if he's trying,
that's,
you're going to get put
temporary.
Right, that's
for some men, it's not temporary because one of the reasons why people divorce is because of finances. So,
But how would it become permanent?
How would it become? Okay, well, have you ever known somebody that can't get out of their way for whatever reason in life? Some people
But
just
then that's
stuck.
the problem.
Okay, well,
Right.
we're
That's
not
the
talking about
deeper
what the
problem.
I
They
understand
need
that,
to work on their resume.
but let's get back on the path of saying that if the money doesn't flow right, that's all we're saying. You gone. Right.
That's
Well, for
true.
a woman with substance, it's not just that the money's not flowing.
Because
For real, it's
Yeah.
not just that the money's not flowing.
Okay, if you have
It's
to
that you're
support a
losing.
man, you will leave. Financially, you will leave.
Okay, so let me say something because at the
Oh,
beginning
man.
we talked about what was your ideal partner. So if you're in a situation where you're calling someone your partner to where y'all are living together, coexisting, if he didn't fit what you needed and what you desired in the beginning, why are you even to the point where you're living together? I understand if even if you don't live together, if we in a relationship, right? If he was stable and then something happened, he lost a job or whatever, he's looking, that's a different situation. Like you can't just tell somebody to roll if you accepted them as they were. Because I don't believe in falling in love.
But it happens too.
I don't believe in falling in love with emotional potential. Because
but it happens.
You do that too much,
in the
actually.
beginning, but you're looking for someone that can be a provider. Baby girl, he wasn't ready. I believe that you need to be ready to bring your best self. Like you need to be the best version of you before you even step into a relationship. I feel like nobody's perfect and you're not always going to have it together. But if you just got a lot of stuff going on, baby, you ain't ready.
Hey,
You're not
Star,
ready.
can I ask you a question?
I said it. I ain't ready.
Star, would you support him?
And that's why I respect the 1,000% what you said. What's the question?
Star, can you support a man? Would you like to support a man, like financially?
Would I like to support my man? Not
financially.
I will support my man financially if we're together and it was a situation where he fell short. Absolutely, I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna take care of my man.
How long?
But if
we're on the
I
clock, though,
meet
right?
a man and I have to take care of him financially from the get-go, when we start dating and I find out that you're not financially stable for yourself, you're not the man for me.
Okay,
I'm
but
not. it's not all about that. You know what I'm saying? Up front. But if I meet you, because I'm a gold digger, I'm someone who's always looking to elevate because I desire
Wait.
life.
Fellas,
Man.
Experience.
Goal.
She
So
didn't say
I
gold,
will support my man financially
GOAL.
1000%
Oh.
if he
Up
falls
until
short
what
and
point?
we've already
Up
what you
until
mean?
what point? There has to be a breaking point.
Yes, there has to be a breaking
That's all I'm
point.
saying.
How
That's
do
all I'm
you
saying.
okay, yeah,
But
that's
That's
fair
the
enough.
breaking point for the man.
No.
as
What I'm
well.
saying
Hold
to
on.
you is
But
that
men
Hold
say
on.
that too. You said the same
me-
thing too
Right.
when you were
Every man,
describing your
I
ideal mate.
Go
You
ahead,
said
somebody
you
else,
wanted
man.
a woman who has
Nah.
something going for themselves. You said you wanted
Okay.
a woman who has something going for themselves as well.
But
Nobody
that's
wants anyone that they have to support or do everything for. Even as a
But his
woman,
That's
you
not
don't
true.
necessarily, though you would like for a man to
That's the-
provide.
When
You
I
Oh,
you
man.
also
That's not true.
go ahead, sister.
you also want to be able to have something for yourself as well. So nobody wants to have a project or someone they have to take care of like a
Absolutely,
child.
but that's
I
not the
don't-
point that we
I
were
don't mind.
making.
Okay, so let's pause.
No,
Let's
I don't
pause.
mind. I
Let's
don't
pause.
mind that.
Hold on one second. Let's pause because I feel like we're going all in circles. So, what was the initial question that got us on this? I think, Damien, you asked, women want a man to be a provider. Is that was that the
No,
question?
my question is the term that we use so loosely. A man should be a provider. I'm saying is the only way he could be a provider by bringing financial resources to the relationship. The original answer was yes, maybe, I don't know, sure. Then when I asked it the second time, everybody said no. So
I said no from the beginning. Being a
did.
provider
You did.
doesn't
Right.
always mean
I give you that
finance.
star. You did. Yes, you did. You said no both
I
times.
said it wasn't completely. I said majority, yes.
Right.
But not
That's
completely.
So
I
my
think that was
question,
the
so my question is, and I'm combining two questions that we've had in the podcast together. So journey with me for a second. My question is this: if you, I'm going to use Star as an example. Tomorrow, Star, you make $2 million a year. Okay, so and you meet a man and you love him, and he makes your eyes sparkle and your toes wiggle, and everything about him is amazing, right? And you decide that I make $2 million a year, so I don't have to worry about if I'm gonna eat, if I have to pay the bills or whatever. And I love this man. I want him to come live with me. Do you have a problem supporting him?
So does this man have anything of his own?
Absolutely,
And-
absolutely. He's got his own place, he's got his own car, he's got a job. But you tell him, listen, baby, you ain't got to worry about all that. I make enough money to take care of both of us. Would you let him come stay with you and tell him, you know what? I don't even want you to work. I want you to be here with me and spend time with me. Would you do that? $2 million, you making $2 million a year.
We'll let you answer.
So for me and the person that I am, that's not what I desire. So that wouldn't work for me.
Okay.
And
So the
it's
answer is
because
no.
it goes, that's no. It
That's all
goes
you
back
asking.
to, okay. Do you want me
No.
to explain?
He Mark can't speak for me, so you go ahead and answer however you feel like. Start. Go ahead.
So
Definitely not trying to.
So your question is, will I take this man in and tell him not to work because I make $2 million and because he makes my toes curl and bring fire to my eyes?
Yes.
No, because I'm a sapiosexual. So that man is going, that man is not going to give me what I need most, which is intellectual stimulation. Because if you're moving into my space and I'm taking care of everything, what are we talking about every day? Because I need you going out, working on your own life, your own dreams, passions, hobbies, skills, whatever it is. So if I'm bringing you into my space and supporting you 100%, I mean, what are we talking about day to day?
Period.
Okay, great answer. Now, part two of that question. Now I make $2 million a year, Star, and I meet you. You make my toes curl, and you're the apple of my eye. And I say to you, Star, I don't want you to work no more. Come live with me.
And I'm gonna say, what does that look like? No, because once again, for me, I like to stay busy. I like to know that I'm fulfilling a purpose and having some movement that I'm feeling the purpose. Like I'm a nurturer. I like to bring joy and add value to people's lives. So if the man just wants me to be at home and not work, that is going to kill my soul. It's not going to work for me.
So
I wouldn't be happy.
So LaDonna, exceptions versus the rules. This is one prime example of what I'm talking about. Because most women would be like, fine, no problem.
But
No.
when you say that, Damon, when you say
that's a red
women,
flag to me too. Because why you want me? Why? How come I can't work? Automatically, I want to know.
I was thinking that too.
I want you to have
Are you trying to control me?
I want you to be barefoot and pregnant. That's
right. But you know what, Damon? Like whenever you say that, like when you're like, oh, exceptions and rules. Like I don't know a lot of these women that you all are using in your examples. Like, because I
know
the women. I brought the women that are around me, so this is what I see.
You brought the exceptions. We appreciate it.
And I want to say this, like
these are conversations that we have. So I don't know the rules. If you saying most women would jump, I don't know those women, so I don't see
in my house. Okay, so my partner and I just bought a house. Well, we bought a house 2 years ago. He makes what I make in a month. He can make it in a day. Sometimes he make it in a week. But this is a 50-50 household though. I still put half down for the house deposit. I still pay half of every blade of grass. If we bought sod, half. If we pay the mortgage, half.
You like that?
Does he like it?
Do you like that?
Do he like it or do I like it?
I know he
do
likes
you like that
Do
arrangement.
you like it?
I have no problem with it.
She does like it because she has equity. She's a 50-50 partner, regardless of what he makes. Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't mind it at all. I don't mind it at all. He wasn't carrying me before I met him.
Gotcha.
So I wasn't sitting around waiting like, Lord, I got these bills. I sure hope some nigga think I'm sexy enough for him to take care of all.
Talk about it, Heather.
So
you better use that rude voice. Use it, girl. Use it.
We're good. You know, we can do more as a partner
than
we can with him leaning on me or him or the opposite. However, I am a feminine female. I will never respect a man who needs to lean on me to take care of him.
Right.
It is because the DNA is there. Your testosterone is set there for you to make it. So you know, I can share the burden with you, but he got it in him. If somebody kicked that door in, he got a better chance of beating his ass than I can. Because he has the testosterone.
Hey, that's part of the providing, by the way.
Security.
What'd you say?
That's part of the providing, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He brings
so from my point, the reason why I feel that is also to me, that's the protection. Every man that I have ever known identified providing as financial. And any group of men that I have ever been in saw providing for their family. When they talked about that, the understanding was that it was financial, and the protection of their family was something else. Because I know men who can't provide, but for damn sure can protect. I know men like that. I know men that have no money, but physically they could beat a nigga ass if they had to. So in my mind, I understand that it may be for somebody else, but for me in my world, it is not.
And one of the things that, for me, being a provider of services to predominantly women, I hear it all. And then my ideal client, it is the high value woman. So the conversations are different. And I do hear some women who are high value. I've heard a woman say, you know, if he want to be in my basement playing video games, I'm gonna buy him the newest one. But when I come home, dinner better be cooked and the house need to be clean. And so that's cool. So once again, we talked about your ideal partner. You got to communicate up front what you expect.
And Star, he's a provider. Look at that. He's a provider. He's providing her with what
Exactly what she
and
needs,
what
right?
she wants.
And they
Absolutely.
define that for each other. Yeah.
And that's
Exactly.
why
For
I
themselves,
think
right?
I don't downplay or shun anybody's situation. Like when you ask Heather, does she like doing 50-50? That works for them. That's perfect. When I was married, we did 50-50. We did, and it worked for us, and it was perfect. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is different in how they want their household and their relationship to play out.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's lighten this up really quick.
I
Heather.
thought it was light.
It is like, Donna, what are you doing?
Okay, let's change the subject. I'm sorry.
Hot pocket. Hot pocket.
Hot pocket.
And lean pockets too.
Hot pocket topic.
Okay.
Okay, so
Heather in her former life was a sex coach, just so you all know.
Who?
Heather, what you got for us?
that was not for public information. Well, Donna,
Because I'm a sex experiencer.
okay. So here is my
It
question.
took a minute.
Mhm.
Oftentimes, I have found, and in talking to women, I think that men just automatically think they know what to do. As soon as they get in bed, you don't know about this. Most times, before you get ready to have your thing, guys don't be like, what is it that you need? What do you want? What are you into? They take you to the spot, and they like, okay, I already know.
Give you that business.
Which of you, or if not, how often do you ask for the first time?
You said ask.
Ask
And actually
You
listen.
said ASK.
Yeah, and actually listen.
Women I dealt with
Ask.
don't like that shit. They want you to know what the hell to do. I'm 45. What I'm asking.
You said I'm 49, and you're saying
I
women don't want
understand.
that.
I'm like, huh?
You said women. I don't think I heard you said women don't want that.
I said the women I dealt with don't want me to act, don't want me to be indecisive about what I'm be. They want me to be sure about what I'm
Not
going for, what I'm
indecisive.
doing. I know what I'm doing now, so I don't got to be corrected I ain't never been. So
Wait,
I don't ask.
Heather, can you
You know
repeat
what
the
I do?
question? 'Cause
You know
you
what
cut
I
out.
do?
Heather, I answered the question for you. I answered the question.
Okay.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I
Not.
don't. I
What?
don't.
Not ask.
I'm a trial and error guy. I'm a trial and error guy.
You're trial and error. guy.
I'm
Error guy.
intuitive. I know
I'm
what
the
you
first.
want before you want it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I know where to go.
So you mansplain. You. You figure it out as you go.
I go off of feeling.
All right.
Damon.
My love language is affection. I know what I'm doing.
Heather, what's
Okay.
the question?
They ask.
Well, the
I said, do what
question,
men ask
the question
before
is
they go
already
for it.
the question was closed ended from the beginning. So y'all really don't. The answer to the question is that prior to having sex, you should be having conversations in your text messaging and talking on the phone. And at some point, if you both decide that you want to have sex, you should have a conversation about what you like, what you don't like, what's comfortable, what's not comfortable, what's on the table, what's off the table. Hopefully, as mature adults are having conversations, because we're not going to not talk about sex. Like, we're too old for that. So at some point through the conversation and the text messages and the memes and all the other bullshit you do when you communicate and get to know each other, at some point you bring up an idea of, do you like to be choked? Do you like to be spanked? Do you like your hair pulled? Do you like this? Do you like? Hopefully you had that conversation prior to the first time having sex. Hopefully,
And hopefully you like all those things.
So
what I've got is, Mark, you're trial and error. Damon, you have the question. You have the conversation throughout. And now you said you already
go
know
with the
what's
flow.
Okay.
That was just you just simply asked, do we have conversations on the first time? Yeah or nay?
I didn't even hear the full question.
Ask. My question is, do you
Yeah,
ask
so yes or no answer.
What she's basically telling
Heather,
you.
you cut out.
Hold on, time out. I'm
No,
only going
hold
about
on 1 second, Mark. 1 second.
man.
1 second. Heather, you cut out as you were saying your question. So all we heard was the word ask.
Yes.
We didn't hear anything else you said after
So
that.
I asked, what was the question?
So ask the question again. That's fine.
Just repeat it one more time. I'm sorry.
ask a woman what she wants in the bedroom before you get started.
Thanks. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you for repeating that. Go
Can I
ahead.
ask? Can I
Do our-
reverse
do our-
that? Can I Uno reverse? Do y'all ask?
One
do our-
second, Nye. Hold
No.
on.
Oh, okay.
1 second. Oh, no, because everybody jumping in. I know y'all like this question.
Gotcha.
Mark, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I done said already. I already had to say. I
You
mean,
asked. Okay,
that
all
was
right.
just a
I'm sorry.
simple. That was just a simple question. I mean, I don't want to what she's trying to insinuate. I'm only going to answer directly what you asked me.
Right.
You don't have any other follow ups, and I'll address the follow ups. Okay.
Okay, all right.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Nye.
I didn't even know what I was saying.
You revert. You Uno reversed.
Right.
No.
Do women ask men what they
I'm
like?
playing
Do
Uno.
women ask men what they like?
Yeah,
before they
I was
sleep with
gonna
them?
ask. Do women ask? I ain't never nobody.
I feel like we do.
I'm lying. Somebody asked me before,
I feel like
but
we
that
do.
don't happen.
I
Do we?
ask.
I mean, I do. I feel like
I ask. These are conversations leading up to the actual act. Like
ask.
Mark said, we have these conversations. Damon said, as adults, hopefully y'all talked about what do you like? What turns you on? And all
But there
these
is a
things.
segment of the population that doesn't ask, men and women.
Sometimes
There's a very large group of arrogant sexual people in the world who walk in the bedroom thinking that they know exactly what they're doing. They know they're junior porn stars and know how to
that's me.
and they know how
And
to
I ain't
please
failed yet.
every man or every woman because they're going to do the same thing they've done with every person they've had sex with
that's not
over the
true.
last.
I appreciate you. I appreciate
That's
you
not
recognizing
true.
my greatness.
Nope. I ain't got a sex template. Nope.
No, not
Everybody
you.
like a
I'm not.
finger
But
pick.
I'm not
You
talking
get
about
your
you,
own
Nye. But
identity.
there is a group of people who enter into sex the same way with every person the same way, and walk away thinking they are the most amazing lover ever. That is just people do that all the time, men and women, because there's very few. Now, I'm not generalizing, but there's a small segment of women who don't think they're good in the bed. Like I've not met a lot of women who will tell you I'm not good in the bed. Most women think they are good in the bed. They will tell you, this is the bomb, best. You ain't never gonna have nothing better than this. like most women think they're good in the bed. Now, there are some arrogant men who think they're good in the bed, but they know they're not good. Y'all have been with guys who've been making excuses before y'all even get in the bedroom. He'd be like, well, I haven't eaten today, or I didn't drink enough water, or
I ain't never did no shit like that.
Yeah, so
I won't do it. I just won't do it if I ain't ready. What the fuck?
So I'll say this: I've never had a man ask me what I want like prior to, but what they will do is like, they're learning me, right? So it's like, oh, do you like that? Like they're
you like that, huh?
On so my reactions, and they'll ask during, do you like that? Do you want me to do this? So
that's when I said trial and error.
Y'all heard Ebony said it, right? Y'all heard Ebony like, trial and error, girl. Yes.
No, I was not agreeing.
But I will say, but I do like say up front what I won't do. Like I don't eat pussy and I don't get angry.
Like we got the same rules. We got the same. I'm Generation X. We got the same rules.
That's it. Like where everything else, like let's explore. I don't know, maybe.
And a lot of times that first time, I mean, really, it's like animal instincts at that time. No one's really conscious at the time. Typically, in most cases, it's like ain't nobody gonna sit down in the middle of passing our first date and we get down and be like, oh, hold on before we start. No, you're gonna keep rolling.
You say?
Can I interject what I call the 3 fuck rule? This is the 3 fuck rule. Okay. The truth is you don't really know how good sex is until you fuck somebody 3 times. So the first time they're a stranger, you don't really know what the hell you're getting yourself into, right? The second time you're a little more familiar with them, but you still kind of not getting their groove. By the third time you step with them, you've had conversation, you've touched their body twice already. By the third time, you know if this sex is going to be good or not. So I interject to the world, use a 3 fuck rule. Stop using the first night thinking that this is going to be the bond. You don't know this. He don't know you. You don't know him. You don't know what he likes. You don't know what you like. Like, fuck 3 times before you make a decision.
Damn.
Okay, so I got something to say. So I'm glad you said that, Damon, because I was going to say how many of us on here can say that if someone straight up told you, like, listen, you know, we had our night last night, I enjoyed you, but babe, it didn't do it for me. Like, if someone straight up told you the sex was whack, how would you take that? Right. Are you open to the constructive criticism, and as an adult be open enough to listen to what they say, you know, internalize it, and then the next time, you know, act on whatever it was that you needed to fix that you didn't
not take it
Star, that filter that's already turned on defensiveness. As soon as you hear that, you don't know this is the best. So it's like
right. On, and I'm glad what you said, the 3 fuck rule. Once again, I talk to women every day, all day. Women, the animal instincts. Oh, girl, yeah, we did it, and I just knew it was gonna be great, and it was just whack. Trash. And I'm like, and now she don't ever want to see him again.
Trash.
Wow.
And I'm like,
that's so unfair.
I think it's unfair. So I like what Damon said. That's what. If she was that good and he was that attractive, maybe he got so excited that, you know, he came quick. So she's not happy.
So you gave him a test without teaching him any other lesson and expected him to get an A.
Agree. I agree 100%. But I do hear it all the time. They go at it and then it's like they disappointed and it's like, no, next.
And then
I agree. That's actually what kind of prompted me to ask the question, because I talk to women all day as well. And I get the same type of, like, oh my God. I'm like, are these niggas, we're not having conversation? Like, what needs to happen? Right. Y'all go at it and there was no previous conversation and you expect it to just be amazing.
And a lot of
like
men,
he said, you come in and doing the same thing you've been doing with everybody. That ain't gonna work with this person.
And a lot of men are scared to tell women they're trash in bed because they're scared they won't have sex again.
Well, I just go.
That's smart.
But okay, so hold on. I got a follow-up question then. So if you like her, she checks all these boxes, but maybe the sex isn't as amazing as you had hoped. And you don't want to tell her it's trash for fear that you won't get it again. So what do you do? Because you really like her. She checks all these boxes, but you want the sex to be better. What do? Do you go cheat?
Well, no, you just
no.
I mean, a lot of things can be learned.
Yeah. Like I'm like, let's at www.pornhub.com. Look right here. See how her leg
you got
was
a
up
willingness
that
to
where, and then she was that, and then I promise you, if you do that, like I think there's a space for education in every relationship. So
I love that.
But what I'm saying is, a lot of guys would never tell a girl it wasn't good because her ego couldn't take it. She wouldn't be able to receive it. To your point about the constructive criticism, a lot of you exceptions, put your hands down. You exceptions.
No, I have a question. Down. This is just for me to ask a question after the fact. Go ahead.
Yeah, like a lot of times women can't accept the fact that you mean to tell me that I'm not amazing in the bed? What do you mean? Like they can't fathom that at all. And so sometimes if a guy said, well, you weren't good in bed, she'll be like, oh, you're gay, or something's wrong with you, or it's you, it's not me. It's not me, it's you, right? And so then they won't tell her because they're like, well, damn, I want to sleep with her again, but I don't want to ruin it.
But why would you want to sleep with her again if the sex wasn't good to begin with? If the sex wasn't good the first time?
Because he's doing the 3 fuck rule. You wasn't.
Because you like her. Because you like her, Ebony. You like her. You like him, Ebony. You like him. The first time you slept with him, that great, but you like him. He checks off all the other boxes.
Continue to like someone. You don't think it. Well, what my question was going to be is, could it be chemistry? Because, like, you like her, but you can genuinely like someone and have bad sex, and continue to have bad sex.
No.
Is that a deal breaker?
Yes, for me it is. Yes.
Well, I think it's a chemistry issue.
Yeah.
Especially once you had the 3F rule.
Something else is wrong. Something else is wrong.
Something else. That's what I think.
The sex is a byproduct of something else that's a problem.
I don't know. Yeah, I gotta have a connection with you, like here first. It most definitely gotta be there, or I ain't even gonna be turned on.
I'm not. But you're not going to be in a relationship with a man for 20 years and have bad sex for 20 years. If you do, you're going to have an affair. You're going to cheat.
Well, a lot of women do, though.
They don't learn each other by the
Well, I
Okay,
think the women
I have a
just get to
question.
space where they
Dang,
feel
that's
like
sad.
they have the right to have good sex.
For them.
Okay, so look, so this I want to actually, so I'm gonna ask a follow-up question to. I just want to switch it to the guy's perspective, and then I have actually the question you guys asked on the end of our last call. But so this specific question about if like a woman says like the sex is whack, like she comes to you and tells you that it was bad. Are you all willing to? How are you going to handle that? And are you willing to fix it?
Let
But
me live that
I
real
didn't
quick.
feel like we got to answer from the male perspective. So if a woman told you that, hey, I didn't enjoy it.
Well, anytime a woman throws an objective, I'm gonna always ask the question first. Right? I'm gonna ask you, like, so what do you mean? It's not like what area of the sex isn't good, right?
Okay.
And then at that point she would tell me. I mean, I would take it into consideration. I don't feel like I'm that arrogant and thinking that I'm Dirk Diggler or anything like that. I understand. I may not be hitting those buttons like I should.
Notice how the people that watch porn laughed.
Right.
There's Diggler. I don't know who that is.
That was Mark Wahlberg.
Funny ass name.
Dirk
I can
Diggler.
imagine. I can most definitely imagine.
I think that if a person came to you and told you that, you should take it into consideration. You should definitely ask. Mark's right. Ask a lot of questions. Ask a whole lot of questions, but also ask this question: what was your expectation before we laid down? Well, what was your expectation? Like, what were you expecting to happen in this? Besides maybe having an orgasm.
What else is there?
What was your expectation? Because
what were you looking for?
The sex is whack. The sex is whack. And I didn't have an orgasm are two different things to me in what I hear.
Okay.
So if the sex is whack is one thing, because you can have whack sex and still have an orgasm.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
true.
what I'm saying. We're gonna ask a lot of questions to really define what is it that made it whack to you.
Like.
And again, I'm asking, what was your expectation? What did you when you walked in this bedroom? What were you expecting to happen? Because that might be why it seems whack to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That is a hilarious reply, though. Can you imagine ladies being like, that wasn't great? And then like, what was
okay. Okay.
Well,
so
I would say a lot of right. Well, let me say this. I feel like men are quick to, bring up the sexual conversation, and they're also most of them quick to talk about what they could do. I could do this, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna beat it down. I'm gonna touch this. Men are quick to talk that way. So then when you go into the act and it's whack, and then you come, Damon, with that response. I was expecting for you to do all the shit you said. I was expecting you to have my toes curling, shaking, shivering, and all those things. So sometimes I think that they are more than what they really are.
Well, since you said my name, Star, we would have had a bunch of conversations prior to us getting in the bed. So I would have had the answer to my question before we got in the room. So more than likely you would have gotten what you were looking for because I would have been clear on your expectations when we got in the bedroom. So that's different than y'all with this animal attraction. Ooh, girl, ooh, I met him. He was fine. We did whatever. That's a whole different situation. I'm going to have conversations first to get an idea of what you're looking for so that when we get in the room, I'm not in there trying to figure it out. I'm like, oh yeah, Star said she like this, and this. Boom, we're going to do this. Now if it's whacked then we dealing with something else, but not because, I didn't know what you wanted. Now, all this bragging and stuff, like my advice to guys is don't say nothing. Don't tell her nothing. Don't say I'm going to do
I agree.
Silent assassin.
Let it be the biggest surprise of her life.
I agree.
The silent assassin.
The sniper. I mean, you didn't know where it came from.
What'd you say, sneak attack?
Okay, so the question that the guys asked on our last session, they asked, I think it was like, do women care? Or would you care or be offended if a man had to use a blue pill? So I'm gonna let you answer that and explain it to the guys.
But let Heather answer last.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead, Star.
Would I care or be offended? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't care or be offended. But it should probably be talked about or disclosed up front.
Why? Why?
Mhm.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because of the aftermath. Because sometimes if they have to rely on that blue pill, they have things where their erection doesn't go down. And if I didn't know, then I'm like, what's going on? I don't know. I just feel like you probably should have told me you needed some assistance so that I understand.
You want his erection to go down? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm not saying that. Sometimes it's extreme. I just give me we need to talk about
Heads up. We're gonna be here for
give
a
me a
minute.
heads up.
So
I
that should
agree.
be discussed.
And
That
would
should be
it
discussed in the first. That
turn
should be
me
the first.
off or discourage me or turn me around from being with you? No.
Yeah, right. So that should be part of the discussion. The last question, like when we said talk first, say it first before you get into bed. Like that goes
Right.
around with that last
Do
question.
you need a blue pill?
Yeah.
Right. Or
I would
the
like
man
to.
says,
I would
"Hey,
like to
baby,
know.
before we lay down, baby, I got a little issue, right? Like I got a little issue, and then
Yeah.
he should say something up front.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
messed
Okay.
up.
I mean, because
Absolutely.
how long do you have to? How long before the act that you have to take that? Like, am I going to be confused? Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Right.
Just
Now
share.
let's watch a movie.
Let me know the difference when you're on it and when you're not on it.
See, that's
I would
the
like to
thing.
know.
That a lot of guys in Atlanta don't want you to know that. So when they're on the way to your house, they take the pill in the car, and while they're driving to your house 30 minutes later, by the time they get there, you think it's natural. You're like, oh girl, look how I've excited this man. And the truth is he's popping the pill. I'm just telling you, this is what's going on out here. He doesn't ever want you to know he takes a pill.
Is that just Atlanta?
But
Totally everywhere, but we live
why
here.
though?
Right. He's gonna blow his
Why?
heart. He's gonna blow his heart out trying to goddamn
Hey, that could be cured.
make you bust a nut.
Nye has a drug for that. Okay, Ebony, what was your answer?
Yes.
I would like to know as well, just because of the health implications of it. I would like to know. Once you hide it, then it becomes a problem. Because why are you ashamed of that? If you're somebody who wants to, build a life with me or have a meaningful relationship with me, I would like to know, something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if he doesn't want a meaningful relationship and just wants a one night of animal passion, doesn't matter.
Y'all said animal.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay.
Just bring it all together. Bring it all back together.
Okay, Heather, what was your response?
Oh, I can do it now. Okay.
You can go now.
Okay.
It would not bother me. It would bother me if I didn't know. It would bother me a lot if I didn't know. But I would want to know, and because I would want to play with, I would want it to be, I would want it to
Play
be
with it.
lighthearted.
We heard what your first comment was.
I want to make it light.
You can't brush over that.
Yeah, I would want it to be a thing, and I can't do that if you feel ashamed of it, which would be the only reason why you wouldn't tell me.
Right.
So I would want us to maybe go through a porn-a-thon or something. Be like,
she want to play with it first.
Hey,
I would want to
Okay.
know. It wouldn't deter me, but I would want to know.
She's gonna walk in the room with the blue pill in her hand.
Can I ask the lady something real quick? Can I ask y'all something?
Because that would be fun.
Can I ask y'all something or make a statement? So I just want to make sure I understand this too as well. And I'm gonna add something with that. So would you say that if that's the problem, just to add on to that particular question, if that's a problem, you're okay with it as long as he does something about it? I've heard women say, if you have that problem, okay, but I'm gonna be mad at you if you don't do anything about it, right?
That was me that said.
Right.
Oh, you said that?
Oh, I agree.
Right. Yeah. I've heard plenty of other women say the same thing. And that's the thing about it. If you lack it in some Negro, do something about it. That's always
Do something about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Be ready.
Our biggest problem is if you know that you have this problem and you still you get
trying to stuff somebody.
You get it from
Oh my God.
The stuff.
Stuff.
The stuff.
Stuff.
Somebody getting stuffed right now.
Yeah, look at Heather. Look at Heather. Look at Heather on the cut now.
Here we go.
Y'all been stuffed before.
Oh my God.
Okay, so let me
Y'all-
ask you.
Y'all been stuffed.
So this question,
Like a turkey.
so this is my final question. So and I'm gonna piggyback off of this, but it's gonna lead to like something deeper. So this is for the men. So using this as an example, like men like needing a pill or just needing some type of like healing emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever. Like, where do you all go for like counsel? Like, where do you go to get help? Like, where do you go to learn to heal and things like that? Because like women, we're constantly like, we're reading the books, we going to the seminars, we starting our own podcast, we're doing all these things
On therapy.
to grow, help, heal, do all these things like to improve ourselves. So if you all are having problems, like where do you go?
Most men have some type of brotherhood.
Okay.
I got 4 brothers. I got uncles. I got my pops. When I need therapy, and it's somebody that knows me, that's easy for me. And I got close friends. I run it by them. What you think about this? So, and I try to come up with a solution.
Okay. So you go to your brother. So if you were having this problem, you would go to like how do I fix this?
Oh, you talking about
Damn, you just went back to the
I'm using this. I said I'm piggybacking off of that, right? Because
okay, go
I
ahead.
don't want to pick. No,
We ain't piggybacking off that.
no, because the thing is, like, and
well, you know me. If I didn't know the answer, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It might not be. It'll be one of his
I
friends. It'll be one of his boys. It'll be one of his friends.
Okay.
So-
I want my brother. I got brothers. That's
Yeah.
right.
So traditionally, the place we used to go to get therapy was the barbershop, and then every semi-healthy, sort of healthy man has a brotherhood. Like he said, we have groups of friends that are around us. Sometimes they give good advice, sometimes they give bad advice, but we do have roots of brotherhood. There are other social activities, the gym. I mean, because of the industry I'm in the cigar industry, the cigar lounge, believe it or not, has become a new therapeutic place for men to go. Like I've talked to guys about their divorce, their affairs, their surgeries, their cancers. There's and so a lot of times men just want a place they can go where it's just men. They can talk freely like men. They can share things, and they can ask questions and not be judged. So there's only a few spaces in the world where you can kind of do that. And so definitely the group of friends, like I said, traditionally it's been the barbershop. You can go to the barbershop and get just about anything, in terms of information or whatever. Back in the 90s, you could buy whatever you wanted out of a barbershop. And then now for me, it's the cigar lounge. But there's just places where men gather where it's predominantly all men. Those conversations take place. I know you guys don't think that we have those conversations, but when we're in a room and it's all guys in there, we talk about stuff.
It's some good stuff.
We talk about really deep stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Mark.
I mean, I'll just say my process is typically I usually start inward first, and then a lot of other things come secondary, which is okay. I do introspective as far as why am I, how did I get here, right? That's usually typically where I start, right? And then I would definitely find someone I can talk to. I do have a friend I can definitely talk to. Actually, I have 2 that I can talk to help me understand some things,
Okay.
So that's why I would start.
Okay.
I like Mark. He go through the extreme details of the process. You're right. Everybody, I think about it first. That's why I said if I had AD, I'm finna do some research before I bring it to anybody.
Contrary to popular belief, a lot of black men go to therapy. They just don't tell y'all. A lot of black men go to therapy. A lot of
I
brothers.
actually went. Right. You're absolutely right.
A
I
lot of
actually
brothers
went.
go to therapy. They just ain't
Right.
telling everybody to go to therapy. Whereas
Yeah.
women be like, I go to therapy. My girl. Stephanie is my girl. I love
Hey,
her.
man,
She is the
yo,
best. We don't do
Your
that.
woman voice, god damn.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But a lot of men. Go ahead,
I
Stephanie.
think that therapists aren't doing as good a job though with black men as they are with black women. I really want to say that. I don't know if they're ill prepared, but I do think that if black men aren't getting what they need from therapy, it is because they don't feel seen. And I feel like that's valid. I feel like that's a valid feeling. I mean, in my relationship, we've been to therapy, and we had one therapist that I felt like saw both of us. But other times I did kind of feel like she might have understood me, but not so much him. And I think that's the case in therapy a lot of times, even when talking to my clients that are therapists, disproportionately, they do have a case against black men without taking into consideration DNA trauma. I mean, they've already proven that we are born with our trauma. And in order to enslave our people, they had to take our men first. They had to conquer our men first. And it took 200 years to conquer them first. And then the mother, and then the child. And so I'm not sure if the medical industry recognizes that, therefore the psychiatry industry is not acknowledging it. So I do think that the therapy, counseling, psychology industry is failing our black men. I mean, yes, they do need to go so that they can say, hey, you missing the mark. But in all fairness, it's so quick to say he need therapy. And our black men do need therapy, but they need fair therapy. And I think disproportionately it's not as fair as it could be.
Well, it's like anything in medicine. It's just like the argument about pain, how they talk about how when a black woman goes into a hospital and says she's in pain, her pain is measured at a different level than everybody else.
That's crazy to
So
me, man.
they'll tell them that, where's your pain? My pain's at a 9. They're like, well, it's not really at a 9. Let me give you some Tylenol, right? If someone else comes in, my pain's at a 5. Let me give you some oxycodone because clearly you're in pain, right? So it's the same thing. It's hard to help heal something you don't understand. Like that, like this just, it's hard to, how do you give advice to somebody who, 3 years ago, we were all scared to go home because we were scared the police gonna kill us. Like, what are you gonna tell us about trauma? And like this is so
it's also hard to heal something you're not willing to take responsibility for. The medical industry, black men really sat in and say, I feel oppressed and I don't know how to take care of my woman and my child and know that every white man trumps me. And he's talking to a white therapist. And they're like, well, let's give you something for depression.
Right.
And then you spoke about DNA, and I'm glad you did. But because negative and positive attributes are passed down through the DNA generation to generation. So our trauma and their arrogance. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we go into them
and their ignorance.
We going to them and you don't know what they drawing on that paper. I'll be watching the movies, man. It be cartoon pictures they be while listening to you talk, man. And they don't have practical tools for us to use for us to elevate ourselves. So a brotherhood that's been passed down generation to generation.
A black male therapist would help. A black male therapist would help black men, but they're far and few between. And a lot of them,
he might. He might, because if he's been practicing and learning from their education and he hasn't delved into what we need, then if he's doing the same thing, then he's just a black, a white man.
Hard situation.
Yeah. So I can agree with that. But can I ask a question since y'all talked about the blue pill? I got a question for y'all. Y'all went to the blue pill. I had a question for y'all. All right. Since you said you wouldn't, most of you said I wouldn't be offended if my man told me he needed a blue pill. I'd be fine with that. How would you feel if your man said to you, baby, I think you should get vaginal regeneration.
Ooh wee! I love that you said that.
Vaginal
I'm just saying.
rejuvenation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
How do
glad
you-
you
how
said
do you
that.
tell somebody
Can I
that?
say something about that?
Yeah.
So these women, y'all mentioned BBL. Some women feel like they want to get a BBL because they want to be seen by the men that they're currently not seen by, because the man is more attracted to a woman with a larger rear end. So they feel the need to go get a larger rear end, right? That's fine. But then I'll be like, man, y'all going and spending all this money on breasts and butts and all that. But can we talk about the fact that, you know, he might like you if your sex game is better? So go get a vaginal rejuvenation and see how that works for you. Like I've said that in the setting. I like to play devil's advocate, but the women don't be thinking about that. I mean, even if it's your husband, he knew that you pushed 3-4 kids out for him. He know the vagina is not the same as it was when y'all first met when you was 16 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But women ain't thinking about that. They just thinking about that physical appearance, and that's it.
Keep
So
them
the
miles down, lady.
So the answer to my
I
question
think
is what?
I'm gonna,
So how would I feel about that if a man said that to me? I would be happy that he's sharing with me his reasons for him not being as satisfied with the sex. You know, if you're my partner, that's part of the conversation. I need to be open-minded and listening to what my man's struggle is.
Team.
yeah.
Get it.
Okay.
I agree with Star. I would say it's not what you say, it's how you say
How you
it.
say it.
So
Yeah.
if he
Real-
comes to you and he wants to talk to you and let you know, baby, this, that, and the other, okay, cool. But if it doesn't come out, in a malicious way, like trying to be mean or anything like that.
Your face, your face didn't agree, Ebony, but okay. When you first heard the question, your face didn't agree at all. You was like, "What?
What? No, I've never heard that
did the Dave
before. I was
Chappelle.
like, wow.
Well, I mean, because that's that's an area that we never talk about, because it's always like the man should go, the man should fix it, the man should, and so I'm just saying,
Right.
Star gave the example of, a woman that had a bunch of kids, but what if the person is, she enjoys sex and has explored all of her, opportunities to have sex, and maybe her
All the
body is different.
Right.
Maybe
So
her
I
body
want
is
to add to that too.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but
That's
I
fine.
brought it up. No, I brought it up to a client who was saying, look, she really liked
I
this
love when
man.
people say that.
Me too. Sorry to cut you off, but
But I'm gonna cut you off. Sorry, not sorry.
All right, Kanye.
But the woman said she was so into this man, but the sex was bad and she really wanted it to work. And I said to her, I said, well, you've had several kids, he was a white guy. She was like, he's much smaller than she's used to. I was like, well, have you ever thought about getting vaginal rejuvenation? Because it will help you. It could be done for selfish reasons so that you're better pleasured. You know what I'm saying? So these conversations, they're real.
She was expecting great sex from a white guy?
Stop, man.
And, well, and y'all talked about bad sex. Y'all talked about bad sex.
Don't open that door.
I'm
Open that
into
door,
him
Nye.
so much that the sex might be a deal breaker. And I'm like, well,
Open that door,
maybe.
Nye.
But once again, I'm always trying to find a positive in things.
I wouldn't know.
I'm just joking.
Yes, so for me, it would depend on the delivery. Like if it's coming out in the argument, like,
Oh wow.
Oh, whoa,
Right.
yeah.
Oh wow.
So you got a roast beef
So
now.
are you saying
Right.
that you want him to deliver that news
You should
soft
like
and
Euro
light
meat.
and gentle?
that's how I want him to talk. That's how I want him to deliver anything that he wants me to hear.
Okay. Do you agree to do the same thing for him?
Absolutely.
Oh no, why you look
Oh.
up first?
Both of y'all did like this.
What's going on?
What's the right
No.
answer?
You want him to
Absolutely.
use feminine energy that you don't want.
No, I would never. I wouldn't try to like emasculate him. Like, oh, that's not yo. Yeah, that's
Oh
not.
no,
me.
but that's when you. I mean, I'm not because we all use feminine, masculine energy, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you come with a softer approach, that is feminine energy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all I was saying. I wasn't talking about you want him to be soft. I'm just saying you want him to spend the energy with you, but then when we asked you, you was like, you was about to say depends
Like, nah,
on
I'm
situation.
finna snap on him. I'm finna snap on his brother. I don't care. I don't like it, and I don't like the way you did it. And
That's why you on that blue pill.
All right.
That's why you need that
You
blue
better go
pill.
see Star. So
Yeah.
Star has
Oh.
some things that can help with men. And so does Nye. The two of you need to get together. You both have products that can help in this area for the men. And I don't know, do you have products for the women as well to tighten us up?
Wait a minute.
Yes and no. Yes and no. We'll talk about
I
it.
don't.
Epsom salt baths and anyway. Heather, did you answer the
I
question?
heard prostitutes use vinegar.
I have not. So I would not be offended by the statement at all. I'm kind of like Mark. I'm a communicator, so I'm here for it. Whatever it is, I can talk about anything, and I want to. I want to. And it takes a whole lot to offend me because I believe that most times people really aren't trying to offend; they're just trying to communicate. However, I would not get it done though. We could talk about it because it's a surgery, right? Am I tripping on it? Like it's not the thing where you gotta like this thing. It's a surgery, right?
Wait, but he gotta take a blue pill, but you're not gonna get it done?
No.
Oh, it's a
That's the
surgery?
whole procedure, though,
I
bro.
thought the question
It's
was,
not.
It's outpatient
would
surgery.
I be okay if he had to take it? Was that not the question? The blue pill. If he had to take it, how would I feel? Not the question was, does he have to take it?
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Okay.
So one, I also would not require my partner to take a blue pill. And I have been in that situation before.
Are you with him now?
No, but it's not because of that.
I'm talking.
I'm fired.
No, I'm
Is
not.
he in the bed right behind you?
What I've learned,
Sick of being stuffed.
what I have learned is that creativity can take you a long way. Okay.
Role playing. Come on.
Ladies, could
Create
y'all
that at a
please,
bar.
ladies, could y'all please speak on that?
No, you could. No, like, I think we already said that.
We're gonna let Heather finish what she was saying.
Yeah, me personally, no, you're gonna have to handle that. But go ahead.
No, but LaDonna, you know, we had this conversation, so you know I'm not kidding. So, but for me, the reason why is because one, there's no guarantee we're gonna be together forever. You know, and I might get this, and especially if it has not been an issue in the past, there will be no guarantee that there's an issue later. You know, if we don't make it, now I've had this surgery, and maybe my next guy be like, man, if I just had a fraction of a fraction, I'd be like, damn, I had that. So
That's not quite how it works, but okay.
So you would say it's a him problem?
You see how she put it on him again? See how she put it on the man again?
I'm not saying this either. What I'm saying is that if he's the only one that's had an issue, I'm not willing to get a surgery to address it. Because
If he's the only
I'm
one that had
not
issue.
sure if we're going to be together forever. And I'm here for the conversation. Maybe we can work something else out. Like maybe we can, you know, switch it up or be creative but no, I'm not going to do surgery. And I would not require my man to take a pill. But if he wanted to, I'm okay with it.
Hey, you creative. You are a creator.
I am.
All right, so
That's no knock.
True.
Wow, this was great. Okay, so to close us out.
Oh, it's over.
I know.
What was our hour late?
Even if he was your husband,
yes, you literally
wouldn't do it.
Hey,
What'd you say, Ebony?
Ebony.
If it was my husband?
I would say even if he was your husband, you still wouldn't do it.
No. Even if he was my husband, we'd just be creative.
All right.
So, because like different positions.
Because what's the point? What's the point of me being tight as hell and boring as shit? You know, so.
So can I?
He know how to work it. He be
Can I just pitch LaDonna LaDonna, can we move to when we close out? Can we go ahead and move to the after dark on the other side? Let's just do it. Let's just do what we talked about before.
He said, "Let's get
Yes,
free
yes,
dick."
yes.
Let's keep
Yes.
everybody stay on. We just need to take this.
Yeah,
off.
save some of the after dark conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so to close us out, my brothers, I want you to leave us with a word, but I want you to do it as if you are speaking to your daughter. Okay, so I want you to give advice, a mantra, something to live by, but do it like I said, as if you're speaking to your daughter. And then I also want you to give a message to the men as if you're talking to your son. Okay. So we're gonna go around.
Whoa, is there a
Sound like
topic?
homework.
So you're just
Right.
giving,
That sounds like a whole bunch of homework, right?
it's not a homework. It's a
Right.
okay. I'll make it simple for you.
No,
No,
we
it's
can do that.
simple.
No,
I got
It's
you.
simple,
That's
but
simple.
you go
we just
ahead.
want to know: is there a specific topic, or is just general?
Right.
So I would say, because I know like we've had our little group chats about different subjects, and like I know that each of you are passionate about different things when it comes to life, relationship, love, marriage. So let's keep it on those topics.
Okay.
So a mantra, something to live by, word of advice that you want to give your daughter, and something you want to give your son to close us out.
All right, so I'll
But
start.
just your speak, yeah. Who
I'll
wants to
start.
start? Okay, go ahead, Mark.
Sunny Rose Weaver. That's my daughter. Sunny Rose. That's her name. Sunny Rose Weaver. Never, your morals and values never put them on the line for the promises of a man, right? Allow him to show you who he is. What he says, pay attention, but watch the actions of his feet. That's what I like to tell my daughter. My son, Alden Weaver. Hey man, listen. Be honest. Be honest with women. Don't ever promise a woman anything that you cannot deliver. Right? Because there will be hell. Women will pay attention to it. And they're gonna hold you to it. So whatever it is that you relate to that young lady, make sure you're gonna deliver. That's what I would tell my son.
Thank you. All right, Nye.
Shoot, I could do a general one for my daughters and sons. Always listen to your first self, that gut feeling. That's God. Don't argue with it. That first thought is God. When somebody shows you who they truly are, make sure you believe them and don't argue with yourself. And you are truly beautiful beyond measure. And can't nobody tell you that better than I can. So don't fall for the okie doke.
Love it. All right, Damon.
Ooh, man. So I don't have a daughter. I have a son. The first thing I would tell them is just because someone tells you they love you doesn't give them the right to treat you poorly. I would say that be honest with yourself first before you're honest with anybody else. And then what I have told my son is just because something looks good doesn't mean it is good. So that's it. Those are three things. If I had a daughter, Glocks don't have a safety on them. That's probably what I tell her.
What'd you say?
Glocks don't have a safety on them.
That's hilarious.
So you don't have no advice for a young lady.
I do. I do. I mean,
Okay,
Mark said the same thing. When you're talking about a young lady, a daughter, it's a lot about watch what you listen to what he says, but watch what he does, and whoever, when we were in high school, whoever's popular now may not be popular later. So don't put all your eggs in the basket now, because what you liked 4 years ago, you don't like now, and 4 years from now, you won't like this. So a lot of times I say, take your time, because 18 is not a forever person per se. Some people it is, but for the most part, you're going to be a whole different person when you're 22, when you're 25, when you're 30. So make sure when you pick someone to give yourself to, whether it be physically in a relationship or whatever, pick somebody that's going to be here, that you see is going to be here for the long run. They want the same things you want. nobody between 16 and 25 really knows what's going on. So that's not a time to be making lifetime type of decisions. If I had a daughter, I would tell her that.
I love it. Thank you all so much. This was so fun. Like, I love these conversations. We got to have more of them. This was a great panel, great topics. And yeah, we're going to do more of this. So thank you so much for joining. I'm so sorry, everyone in the comments. Like, we were like, it's
So
such a
into
zone.
it, you forgot to read them.
Oh, they had comments.
I noticed there were comments. It's a lot of them.
Yeah, there were comments.
So next Thursday, let's just answer the comments.
Let's answer the comments.
Huh?
Let's answer the questions.
Where are they at?
Okay.
How
hold
did
on.
y'all see them? Oh, from the screen.
Click on it where it says comments. Yeah. Ooh,
Okay, let me
Lord.
Yeah, I just clicked on that. And
I'm on my phone because the other one didn't work.
Oh my God.
Oh, here it go. Oh, here it go. Damn.
Oh wow.
It was lit.
Oh my God. Yeah, this was jumping.
Men that chooses you is what's important.
Yeah, because
Martin
last
Luther
time we
King.
kept interrupting the conversations with the comments. So we'll figure it out.
So
Next
can we pull the comments off of here and then we just answer these comments? Like we start the next Thursday, we start with this.
There we go.
That would be cool.
Actually, everything will be in the chat. I know some of them probably on Mark's page and some will be on mine. But we can comment on some of these things in the chat directly, but we'll pull some out for the next conversation. Okay, so thanks everyone.
Wait, I'm sorry. Your mama going in.
What PJ talking about?
Oh my God. Oh, anyway, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
all right, mama, we see you. We got you. We will respond. But yes, thanks everyone so much for joining. Panels, stay on. You all don't need to hang up. I'm gonna just end the live. All right. Thanks everyone for joining.
Bye. Nice meeting everyone.
Thursday.
Peace, y'all. Y'all be safe.
Peace.
Okay, did it end? Okay, great.
Did it end?
There we go.